What's up guys, Drew Peacock here, back with another video. I don't know how the audio is going to be because I'm using my GoPro right now and I look like an absolute fool because I'm not wearing a beanie nor a hat underneath my head strap, so my hair is just fucking frizzing anywhere. But with your guys' help, we did it, okay? And again, I apologize if it's windy, my bad, but with your guys' help, we did it, okay? We got the Mustang back up and running, okay? I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. It would have took me way longer, the whole YouTube support and everything like that. You guys helped me do it, so I'm gonna take you guys on the first drive. That's not a stream because I've streamed me breaking it in, but this will be the first actual video where I drive it. So for those of you that don't know, I broke my Mustang about back in early June, and I snapped my input shaft. It was all fucked up. You guys can go on my Instagram and see the photos of that, but snapped my input shaft. Mustang was, you know, it wouldn't move. So I went and I got the T56 Magnum XL and I installed it myself, and it was kind of tricky, but it wasn't anything too bad. You know, I had some help from my friends. I actually had a subscriber actually come out and help too. Funny enough, he's in one of my buddy's classes and shit, and so it was, you know, thanks to everyone that actually came out and helped and everything. But we got it installed and it works great. So I love this transmission. It's a lot better feeling. It's a 6-speed compared to my old 5-speed, so it's a lot more crisp. I'm still breaking it in. I only have about 200 miles on it, and they say about 500. And then I gotta flush and all that shit. So I'm gonna let my car heat up for a cool second, and then we'll take this bad boy out and you know, make some noise around the town. Also, just a quick heads up, if you hear any rattling in the back, it's because the new transmission, it got rid of 2 exhaust hanging mounts. So yeah, it kind of rattles slightly just depending on what road I'm on, and I'm gonna go down there later and fix it. I just haven't felt like jacking up my car and shit. I was looking for my GoPro all morning, and it was a big headache. So if you hear any rattling, that's what that is. And also my boost sending unit took a shit on me. So my gauge is just on the fritz. When I'm under full throttle, it reads it correctly, but when I'm not, it just kind of does its own thing. So I gotta order a new saline boost sending unit. So just if you see this thing fucking acting up, it's just because the unit itself took a shit on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and reverse now. So for those of you that don't know, the old Mustang had a TR3650 or something like that transmission, and it had a 2-piece drive shaft. It was absolutely just fucking, you could deadlift that thing and it'd be a hard workout. You know, it weighed like around 50 pounds. New drive shaft weighs 16 pounds, so that is a lot of rotational weight cut. I believe the new transmission itself weighs a little bit more. I would expect it would, since it has an extra gear and shit like that, and it's a lot more heavy duty. But so I gained a little bit of weight there, but I also lost weight in rotational mass and shit like that. So I don't know, we'll see. Again, I haven't really raced anyone yet. I'm still trying to break it in. I have done a few pulls against a few cars, but again, I'm not really trying to bang gears, trying to get my synchros lining up, you know, really well and shit like that. So this transmission though, and I'm sorry again if you guys can't hear me, my car is loud, and again, it's all gutted and shit like that, but this transmission is just super crisp. I mean, anyone that has a boosted, you know, S197, you know, this generation for sure, invest in this, okay? The T3650, or whatever the fuck the name of that transmission, TR3650, you know what I'm talking about. That transmission cannot handle the power. This one can, okay, for sure. So my car does right around 500 wheel, 500 torque, okay? So to the crank and to the tranny, it's a little bit higher than that. For those of you that don't know, advertised RP or advertised horsepower is slightly different than wheel horsepower. So again, slightly different, but 500, so that's, I don't know, 5 something, around 6 to the transmission itself. So this one can handle it, no doubt about it, okay? I am confident when I fucking floor it that this transmission will not break. And the shifting alone is just way more confident inspiring. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just super, just smooth. I can do it with a thumb and I know exactly what gear it's gonna go into. And this truck better sit its ass back. Fuck you. Now I have the windows that's for chumps. So I am baking a little bit right now. It is kind of hot out, you know, SoCal on a nice fucking hot afternoon. Wow, this Jeep looks low and it's got big wheels. Holy crap, look at that shit. I don't know if you guys can see that, but fucking A, that shit looks funny. Anyway, just from driving it for the last week, again, I haven't been making videos, I'm sorry, I've just been fixing this shit, getting it smogged and all shit like that. But driving this thing for the last week, you know, 200 miles, it is very fun to drive, okay? It's way more crisp, it feels way more race car-y, and I don't even think that's a word, but, you know, it's got solid mounts, you feel everything, okay? The shifter vibrates and shit like that, you feel it, like it feels like a fucking race car transmission, and it's just so much more fun. Again, I liked my old transmission, I had a saline short shifter on it and shit like that, it was nice, but this is by far, you know, leagues better, okay? This is way more just bare bones, hardcore transmission. So if you don't like stuff like that, then hey, you know, maybe you can find some bushings to put on it so it's not so rough. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna, you know, it doesn't ruin the drivability of the car by any means, but you know, I already have super stiff suspension and everything, and I kind of like the whole race car. That car sounded like ass. I kind of like the whole race car-esque shit. So it's I don't know, it kind of adds to that, you know. Soon I'm gonna eventually probably get rid of my radio because I never fucking listen to that. I'd rather just hear the bald eagles in the back. But soon I'm gonna get rid of this little hoe. Soon I'm probably gonna get rid of my AC, just because again, I'd much rather just have that extra power from, you know, not having an AC, not having its weight. Again, I sound like a fucking little kid and shit like that, but I like the whole race cars type stuff. So aluminum door sills, maybe one day, we'll see how far I go. Harness bar, harnesses, that's coming actually pretty soon, hopefully, because I would really like that. But I'm gonna hop on the freeway and let's see if we can get some speed. So this is pretty fun, okay? Now I have cruise control still, so look at 70 miles per hour, I'm doing 2,000 RPMs, and I'm just cruising, okay? Cruise control on. My MPG is still shit. I'm getting right now, let me see. Right now I'm getting probably 24, 23 MPG. Oh look, a slingshot. But my car gets pretty bad gas mileage to begin with. I get combined like 11, so that's that. I don't really know what you guys get, but if you're looking for something, I'm assuming if you're boosted, you already probably get pretty low MPG. But yeah, right now I'm doing 21, 22, so it is what it is. You know, it's part of, you know, having a car like this. But honestly, the 6-speed itself, with, I think I have stock gearing back there still. I believe so. I think I have 355s back there, something like that. Stock gearing, it's still, you know, it's nice on this car. I know on the newer, you know, I believe it's the 11 to the 14s or even past that, the MT82 transmission, that one you're going to want to redo your rear gears, like go up something, because the MT82 is higher geared. But for this transmission, this one is actually slightly higher geared than the T5650. First gear is lower, which I prefer. That guy's got a race helmet, holy fuck. First gear is lower, which I think is better. First gear is slightly more usable now. Again, I haven't really floored or anything like that. I don't want to break anything just yet. But second gear is slightly higher, third gear is slightly higher, fourth gear is a 1-to-1, which was the same as my old one. I believe fifth gear is slightly higher, and then sixth gear is lower. So sixth gear, I can absolutely cruise, just chilling, okay? It is great. So I'm going pretty slow here though. I should probably speed up a little, turn off traction control and all that. I think for the money, this transmission is well worth it. When I went and took my car into the shop, they were like, oh, well, we can get you the T5650 for like 37 or something like that. And I'm thinking, bro, I could get this one for like 37. So, I mean, I would just save up, you know, depending on where you're at, might be a little bit different, but I would just save up and go for this one. If you already snap your old transmission or you break something in it, you know, either A, you don't know how to drive stick very well, or B, your car is putting out way too much power for it. So I remember when I first snapped it, I had a couple people tell me, oh dude, just repair it really quickly, that way your car's back on the road. And I was like, no, like I'm just gonna snap it 4 weeks from now, or a month from now, or a year from now, and I'm gonna have to do the same thing. So instead of spending $2 grand to have someone tear apart my transmission and then have it break again, just go ahead and buy the upgraded one, and you'll be a lot happier in the long run. So that's just the way I think. It makes more sense financially to me to just do it all at once and then be done with it. And again, upgraded drive shaft now, upgraded transmission, upgraded shifter. It's just a lot better in my opinion. And then you get the new clutch, better splines and all that stuff, which again kind of goes hand in hand with the transmission. So apologize if the camera footage is a little bit bumpy. I'm wearing the head strap right now, but again, I have pretty stiff suspension, so it kind of just jolts everything. But let's see if we can get a little whine going. Don't want to go too fast right here. It curves around a lot, and there's usually some traffic up ahead. So really quick little pull. Again, I didn't really look if there were any cops in the area, so there's that too. But I didn't go past the speed limit. You can see I'm doing 40 right here, and I believe it's a 45. So just go ahead and be safe out there when you're driving. But overall, once I break in this transmission more, I've heard some things where I just need to do a few heat cycles. I've heard some things where it's 500 miles drain the fluid, which I'm gonna drain the fluid either way because I didn't put in the best fluid. But I've heard some things on like, oh, where my limits are. I've driven it 200 miles. I think it's fine. I don't think anything is gonna, break on it. I'm pretty confident. Again, I'm not maxing out this thing on torque or anything like that. So I'm pretty confident I can do little pulls. I'm not really trying to bang gears or anything like that. Again, I want my synchros to break in evenly and stuff like that. But this transmission, it feels rock hard, man. I don't think there's a flaw in it. I don't think it's gonna bust. Mark my words, it might, but I don't think it's going to, at least anytime soon. If I go E85 and I'm drag stripping it and shit like that, it might bust. But honestly, I think my fucking rear end is gonna break before then. So always have something weaker and cheaper to replace. I don't know if I'm gonna do my axles until they snap or what, because I'd much rather buy new axles than buy a new transmission. So that's kind of my train of thought when I was going into this. I was like, well, I know I'm gonna add more power, so I might go and get a stage 4 clutch. Right now I have a stage 3. I wanted a stage 3 plus. The stage 3 that I have is rated for like 760 foot-pounds, and the stage 3 plus was rated for 860. And so I was like, oh dude, well, I'm gonna add more power down the line. Maybe it'd be smarter to just go with the stage 3 plus, and yada yada yada, all that shit. No, I just went with the stage 3. That way, hopefully that'll give out before the transmission. I'd much rather, again, replace a clutch, replace a flywheel, replace any of that shit than replace an actual transmission. So again, that's just the way I think. I know a little people probably want everything bulky and shit like that, but replacing a couple $100 axles then replacing a fucking $5 grand transmission, I think that's a bit of a win right there. So we'll see if I'm gonna wait for those to snap. Again, I don't really drag race my car or anything like that. I like highway shit, pulls, rolling races and shit like that. I do plan on tracking it. That's why I'm not really looking to get a new bumper. Yeah, my bumper's kind of torn to shit, but I do want to track it. Got to get my brake game up a little bit for that, so we'll see on that. I got some shit in the works. We'll see. Overall though, I just want to say that this transmission, again, it was a slight headache putting it in. It wasn't anything too bad. Never did I ever think like, oh, I'm going to have to call someone and have them come and put it in, or I'm gonna have to call a tow truck and take it in. Never did I think that. It's just a slight, work to, it just takes a little bit more work than, changing oil and shit like that. Have a couple friends there to help you, have a couple friends that know a little bit more than you, that always helps too. But honestly, it wasn't that hard. I've never done anything like that before. I'm gonna roll down the windows, I'm sorry guys, but I've never done anything like that before. I've never changed a transmission, so it was for sure a first time thing, and you know, I don't really want to have to do it again. If I have to, I will. But you know, in my eyes, I was like, okay, it's either do it now or wait till the end of October, pay a shop to do it, because I didn't have the money to do it at the time. You know, I kind of, you know, got it all done as soon as possible. I worked my ass off. I did what I could. I was trying to get it done as soon as possible so I can get more content of car stuff out to you guys. As much as you guys love the Ricer Nice and the Ricer cars and stuff like that, and the tuner cars, I'd much rather be posting stuff like this. But again, we'll have to see how, you know, the numbers, you know, we'll just have to see how the numbers play out. If you guys don't like shit like this, then I'll stick to the Ricer stuff. But I'd much rather post Ricer stuff, go out to, you know, car shows and record Ricers in the flesh. I think that'd be a bit more entertaining. So just a few things for the channel maybe coming up. I just want to break this in. I might go out cruising tonight. If I do, maybe I'll bring someone with me so I can stream it. So keep that, keep your eyes out for that. You know, go hit the notification bell. But honestly, I think I'm gonna wrap this up a little bit right now. I'm gonna give my final thoughts kind of on it. Well, final first thoughts, because again, I've only driven it 200 miles. But I honestly think that this transmission was well worth the money. Putting it in, well worth it. I saved myself like $1,000 right there easily, you know. And I know it's done mostly right. Again, I don't know. It's worked so far, so, but we could see. Maybe I did mess up. I don't think I did though, honestly. If it's working now, I'm sure it's gonna work later. But transmission, A+ install. It's kind of hard, but have some buddies help you. A+ on that. Hey, look at that, a Mustang. Looks like a Roush. A Roush bumper. But overall, highly recommend the Tremec T56 Magnum. They're not paying me to say any of this shit. I actually hit them up and asked them if they wanted to help me out or something like that. You know, I heard crickets, didn't hear shit from them. So this is all just my word. I highly recommend it. It's really not that hard. If you have a boosted car and your shit's about to break or your shit's broken, save up the money, go with the Tremec T56. It's a lot stiffer. Look at this. I mean, just shifting, it's a lot more crisp. I know exactly what gear I'm in at all times. There is no lockout, there is no none of that shit. It is great. So that's all I gotta say for this video. I'm gonna continue to break in the car, drive it a little bit more. I will really just want to get it so I can have some fun with it again and not worry about it, because now I think I'm at that point to where, you know, I got the built motor, I got pretty much a built tranny now. It's rated for the power that I'm putting out. Don't have a built rear end, so that's the last step I need to do, and then I can just do dumb shit like 24/7. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and click the like button. If you guys want to see more things like this, you know, go ahead and leave a comment what you want to see. I'm going to be driving my Mustang a lot more, have this a lot more on the channel, so keep your eyes out for that. I'll be doing installs on it, stuff like that. So, you know, just typical car shit. Go ahead and subscribe if you like videos like this and you want to see more of my Mustang and more Ricer Nice type shit. Hit the notification bell, become a part of the Peacock flock, man. Go buy some stickers. If they're even, I don't even know if my domain is still up, man. I only paid for like 1 month on that shit just in case that shit flopped, and I didn't get that many sales, so I don't know if I'm gonna renew it or do it some other way. So we'll see. But anyway, until next video, I'll see you guys next time.